right, ScottVanya? And I just met Scott this evening, so my wealth of information about you, Scott, is that you are a multi-talented artist, father, and awesome, improviser guy, and that's me improvising. What do you think?
No.
So I hand to you.
I need space to move around, so tell me if that's okay.
Because if you're going to gesticulate, you might as well gesticulate loud.
Are we in the splash zone?
I had a conversation with Tom about this particular this event, and he said he added improv because originally it was memorized, and he added improv, and then I came back to him and said, I was sitting there last week going, man, the guy didn't give me a theme. God, darn it! Now I don't have anything to focus on. Oh, wait a second. He gave me a mode. And so I mentioned that to him. He said, yeah, you want to just all sort of step out. And so since I do everything improv, I thought, well, maybe I should sort of do something. Since I always go to the grocery store, I don't know about y'all, but whenever I'm sitting at home and going, man, I really want a gallon of milk, I don't go unless I can also get something else. Sometimes I have to get two things. I never make a trip purchase for one thing. It's always for two things, at least. So I'm going to try to do improv and memorized. And then it'll sort of be like this. Oh, also, you'll notice one difference is I normally play first, and so I'm hoping to speak and then I can play, and we'll see. But that'll be out of the box. And the simplest way to do this is just tell it like it is. It was mentioned earlier, when did we come into this fascination with language and the building of images and ideas? And I don't remember exactly, but I do know senior year in high school, we were asked to do a dramatic monologue. And I threw myself into it. I mean, I really did. But I wrote something very, very dark. And if you continue the evolution, and hopefully I'll have enough time to maybe speed this up a little bit, to continue the evolution until what y'all see before you now. At the time, as an 18-year-old in high school, I wrote roughly 10 or 15 pages about somebody who had committed suicide and was laying on their bathroom floor with their wrist open and were bleeding all over the place. And the protagonist, in his last few moments of breath on earth, God comes to him and says, this is not a way out. And he gets very flabbergasted, the protagonist does, and says, you weren't supposed to come here. I meant for it to end, period. I meant it out, gone. And so a dialogue ensues between what's supposed to be a dialogue in his head ensues, asking, why do I have to go on? Why do I have to continue? I didn't want to continue. And in this heated moment, his mom comes through the door and holds him in his arms as he's bleeding on her. He's dying. And if y'all look at my experience and what I've been talking about over the last 3 or 4 years, y'all know me, it's all been a deep-seated need to try to convince myself that there is a reason and a purpose for me being here. Tom mentioned something the other day when I wrote him back a very heated email about something he said to me. I know you're out there. He said in 4 Tomaic lines, focus on the solution. And I haven't been on antidepressants for about 4 or 5 days now, so I'm in not the most uplifted mood, hence the poem also that went out last night. So I let it out. I mean, I spent the better part of 2,000 words telling him, look, Tom, I've been doing the best I can through this, trying to get through this just like everybody else. he wrote back and said something to the effect, if it's good to see your true self and get over all this love and peace fluff.
Oh.
And it called into question my own intentions. I am overjoyed, and that doesn't begin to express it. I hear, or somewhere in the past, I heard, oh, it was an APF. There were leaves outside that place when I was smoking a cigarette, and they were talking to one another, and I was listening in, and they didn't mind. Crickets, constantly. The only problem with the crickets is if I listen and it's me listening, they shut up. Everywhere I go, I come to these things and listen to y'all because y'all are doing what you love and it's getting it out there and it's being spontaneous. And this is all basically the same story. This is the memorized part that I've been telling for 30 years. There is a reason, if nothing else, I'm trying to convince myself of that. Then I see y'all. And if there's any reason, it's because y'all are there. And we're all in it together. And it is hard. And I lay down and I say, I didn't say it. I don't want to be here. And then I do. I continue on because I get to come to these things and I get to share and I get to say, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I saw somebody at Wake the Dead a month ago, and I mentioned this in appointment. It's well worth saying again. He saw me speak, and he said, because of Scott speaking, I'm going to get up and do improv. And he did it. And what he came back to within minutes was saying thank you. So apparently what we have in somewhere, this thing, sorry about the goo, is gratitude. That we're here, that I was able to write a poem, though it was difficult 30 years ago. And I've since been able to write poems that are much more optimistic and enlightening and possibly even inspiring to people. I think I'll play some music. Thank you.